Okay, so here we have transcription and translation in prokaryotes. So what happens during this process is that we have a DNA strand, a double-stranded DNA that is unwinded, and there is an RNA polymerase writing through one of the strands and making a complementary strand to that, which is the RNA. And in prokaryotes, as the RNA is transcribed, it is also being transcribed simultaneously. So after it is done doing the complementary strand, it has its mRNA, which is ready to be sent to be synthesized as the protein that it will become. In eukaryotes, there is a more complex setup. So you have your DNA strand again, and you also have an RNA polymerase. So here, the RNA polymerase is also going and making a mRNA from the DNA. But here, after it has been fully produced, it is actually further modified because it is an immature mRNA. And so there is a 5 cap head added to the 5' side, and that is to protect the mRNA from any degradation. And there is also a tail to the 3' side added, a poly A tail, and that is to signal for translation, so that they know that that mRNA has to be translated. There is also introns sliced out of the mRNA, which is basically just junk DNA, and by doing this, there can be several different amino acids produced so that different proteins can actually be produced as well. And then after that, the mRNA is now mature and it is pumped into a ribosome for translation. Okay, so after it is inside the ribosome, we have the large subunit and the small subunit. And we have an amino sequence that is brought in by a tRNA, and it enters into the acceptor site. So the acceptor site, that's the beginning. It is then pushed over to the P site, which is the polymerase site, where the peptide bond is actually being formed. And it will just continue to shift amino acids down and down to form the peptide bond, I'm sorry, until it is to the desired length, until a stop codon is reached as well. Then the amino acid moves on to the E site, and the P site actually releases the peptide bond. And the peptide is let go, and it would either be sent to the Golgi apparatus and form Ruffy-R, or be synthesized as the protein it is destined to be.